January 12th. Early one morning, I stopped to watch a colony of bees. A little intimidated by the frenzied motion and intense buzzing, I reminded myself that if I didn't poke my nose into their hive, I wouldn't get stung. If I choose to maintain a safe distance from a dangerous situation, I would be fine. To me, that is exactly the lesson that detachment teaches. The choice is mine. When I sense that a situation is dangerous to my physical, mental, or spiritual well being, I can put extra distance between myself and the situation. Sometimes this means that I don't get too emotionally involved in a problem. Sometimes I may physically leave the room or end the conversation. And sometimes I try to put spiritual space between myself and another's addiction or behaviors. This doesn't mean I stop loving the person, only that I acknowledge the risks to my own well being and make choices to take care of myself. Today's reminder: now I know how to end an argument by simply refusing to participate, to turn to my higher power for help with whatever I'm powerless to change, to say no when I mean no, and to step back from insanity rather than diving into it. Detachment is a loving gift I continue to give myself and to others. And the quote is, if a man carries his own lantern, he need not fear darkness. And that's a Hasidic saying. So when some people come into a 12-step Anon group, some of them really look like they're literally dying from anxiety and worry. And some of them are really, really thinking like they're God and they're in control of what happens to the addict. And the fact that they can't control the addict is literally driving them nuts. It's making them crazy. And that's what addiction does. The addict is engaged in some very self-destructive and delusional behavior. And just like someone suffering from mental illness, they're saying, hey, come on over here. Come live in my world. And it's not a rational world. It's not a safe world. It's not a sane world. And it's not a place anybody should be living in. And yet the invitation is there. So we engage in a whole lot of self-destructive behaviors. And they do entail a lot of worry and anxiety. So as I said yesterday, detachment really is the way out. It really is. You got to stop thinking and acting like you're God in someone else's life when you're not. That's why you're so anxious. That's why you're so worried. And you just have to let that person work some things out. And this goes for people with minor children as well. Sometimes you just have to let them figure it out, talk it through. Oh, what are the options? What are the consequences? Well, let me know how that goes. Get back to me and we'll walk through it. We'll talk it through. Um, you don't you don't treat an adult like that. That's just for someone with children, minor children. So I guess as I say that, I just want to remind you, from 0 to 10, you got to do a lot of things to keep them safe. From 10 to 18, you're there to like bumpers on the bowling alley to keep them a little bit safe, to talk them through their decision-making processes, but they still have to take the consequences for their choices. That's how they learn. All right. So I hope this blesses you. I hope your day goes well. And definitely stay out of the hornet's nest. All right. Try to stay out of trouble, you all.